All right, guys. So LeBron James's agent, Rich Paul, made some interesting statements today as he came out and said that white American athletes don't want a black agent. I found this story to be particularly interesting because Rich Paul, for all intents and purposes, I mean, he is LeBron James' agent, so love him or hate him, but dude is not a dummy. Okay, he's actually a pretty talented guy that happened to be friends with LeBron James that really helped him propel his career, a career that he probably otherwise wouldn't have if it wasn't for his network. Okay, and that's par for the course when it comes to network-based businesses like being an agent. Okay, that should be no surprise here. And like I said, as you guys know, Rich Paul does represent LeBron James at Clutch Sports, and technically LeBron is not supposed to be a part of it, but I mean, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if once LeBron James retired, come to find out, he may or may not at some point have some interest in the company. But he made these comments, and I think they're pretty interesting, and I wanted to comment on this. Rich Paul has become one of the most powerful agents in the NBA via his own abilities, maneuvering, and of course his close friendship with LeBron James. He believes there's a significant group of athletes that don't want to talk with him, though. In a wide-ranging interview with the New Yorker's Isaac Chortiner, Paul discussed the intricacies of being a black man in a field of agents that is overwhelmingly white. After saying many black athletes are reluctant to sign with a black agent, Paul said it was more of the case with their white counterparts. Quote, Paul said, "It is very difficult for me to represent a white player. I expressed surprise that this was the case." Quote, "It was just look around. There's very few," he said. "I represent a player from Bosnia, but again, he's international. He looks at it different. So white players who are an American don't want a black agent?" I asked him. "They'll never say that," Paul answered, cracking a rare smile, "but they don't. I think there's always going to be that cloud over America." Now, let's read a little bit more here. That Bosnian player would be Jusuf Nurkic of the Portland Trail Blazers, who signed with Paul in 2019. Looking through the list of Paul's known clients, Nurkic appears to be the only white player in the NBA who is represented by Paul. James is obviously the most well-known of the group, alongside Lakers teammate Anthony Davis, Ben Simmons, Draymond Green, Anthony Edwards, and John Wall. He also has some, pretty decent names on NFL players as well, too. Paul also denied the rumors that James holds a secret stake in the agency Clutch Sports Group, which would be a clear violation of NBA rules. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I honestly don't know what the hell he's complaining about. I really don't. Okay, first of all, you're an agent, right? You're an agent in a network business, and basically you're in the position that you're in right now, not because he's not talented. I think he is a talented guy, but mainly because of LeBron James. And if it wasn't for LeBron James, then you wouldn't be in the position that you're in. Okay, because again, it's a network business. So you already have privileges that 99.99999% of us, right, normal people would not have. Matter of fact, you have privileges that most agents won't even have, right, in terms of connections. And the funny part is, it's not even like Rich Paul is not a talented guy. He is pretty talented. I mean, he was selling throwback jerseys, and dude was making like $10,000 a week, right? Sometimes selling these jerseys. And he met LeBron, I think right before LeBron went to the NBA, and he impressed LeBron James with his business savvy. And that's when LeBron James brought him on, okay? Brought him on to be a part of his small inner circle of people that was going to basically help manage his career. This is luck, and also at the same time, this is him getting an opportunity that, again, 99.9% of people just would not get. And you're sitting here complaining about, oh, well, I don't think white American players want to sign with black agents. They don't want to sign with me. Well, is it that they don't want to sign with you because you're black, or is it they don't want to sign with you because your performance? Okay? Or they may believe that you only have this position because of LeBron James, which could mean that you may not necessarily be qualified to do the job as well as some other agents who may be more educated, okay, or who maybe have more experience, or who may have worked their way up, okay? Is that it? Okay, because I wouldn't automatically just say they don't want to work with black agents just because you're black, because you yourself also said that there are black players who also reluctant to work with black agents, and I wonder why that is, okay? Has Mr. Rich Paul really stopped and thought about, why is it that black players don't even want to sign with black agents, right? What's the issue with that? Okay, so apparently if there's some racism going on here from white athletes, then there has to be some racism going on from black athletes as well. And if I'm Rich Paul, I'll be much more concerned about this so-called racism from the black athletes than I would be from the white athletes. You know why? Because basically, I mean, his target market is the NBA and the NFL. Two leagues that are primarily composed of black athletes. And it's not like he can't make a ton of money off these athletes. Again, that's where all the money's at. All the money is not in the leagues like NASCAR or NHL hockey. That's not where the money's at, where, you know, a majority of those sports are white. That's not where the money's at. The money's in the sports that are majority black. So I'll be more concerned about hesitancy from black people to sign with you. Okay? So are these black players being racist for wanting to sign with white agents or wanting to sign with agents that may have a more proven track record, that have a better name, that, you know, may have got to their positions, not just because they knew some superstar athlete, but may have, you know, actually had a formal education, you know, have experience negotiating contracts, have, again, a track record of helping their clients make as much money as they can and extend their careers. Okay? Because, I mean, listen, I'm not going to say it's easy to represent LeBron James. It's not. But when you are representing the greatest athlete in the world, you know, to a certain extent, LeBron James can ask for whatever he wants, right? When it comes to, you know, negotiating with Nike or the NBA or, you know, anybody, LeBron James automatically is in a position of leverage. It's not like he has to try to milk every penny he can out of them. Like, you know, he has to prove LeBron James's worth. I don't think that Rich Paul has to do that. And again, that's not to say he's not a talented guy. I'm not even taking that away from him. I'm just wondering why he felt the need to say something like this when, again, I would be more concerned about the hesitancy from other black athletes, because that to me may tell me that it may be more than just about race. And if it is about race, right, if black athletes are afraid to work with black agents, then you got to figure out why that is. That's what I'll be more concerned about. Is it that black agents may have a bad reputation? Is that it? Or, I mean, it could also be that people don't want to sign to a group that they think may be controlled by LeBron James, or that LeBron James may have a significant interest in, right? Maybe that's it. But from my perspective, guys, you know, if I was an agent, you know, I wouldn't be asking a race question, especially when, again, majority of your target audience are going to be, you know, black players. I'll be asking more about performance. Okay, am I helping maximize my clients' careers and their earning potential? Because at the end of the day, like I try to tell you guys, when it comes to money, money's colorblind. The only race that matters when it comes to the money is green. That's it. I don't care if you're black, white, blue, yellow, red. I don't care who you from, what you are. I don't care what gender you are. If you can negotiate, you can negotiate. Okay, if you know how to extend my career, if you can put as much money in my pocket as possible, I don't care who you are. I will let you represent me when it comes down to the money, right? Performance is ultimately what matters in that industry. And now it is a network industry. It is a who you know industry. But when it comes down to it, you got to perform. Okay, and if you don't perform, then you're going to get fired, right? So, you know, if I was Rich Paul, I wouldn't be playing this victimhood card. I would actually be focused on trying to build up the representation of my firm and not crying and complaining. But I'm not surprised, because this is par for the course when it comes to LeBron James and people associated with him playing this victimhood card, want to play the race card. Okay, it's par for the course. It's par for the course. And who knows? I mean, Rich Paul can be exaggerating. We know that LeBron James is known for exaggerating. You know, going out here exaggerating how black people being shot and killed in the streets by a police officer indiscriminately and stuff like that. Like, again, they're known for exaggerating things. This could be Rich Paul taking a page out of LeBron James's playbook here. Or who knows? Maybe this is the Rich Paul playbook, because he is LeBron's agent. So maybe the things that LeBron James is saying is coming from Rich Paul. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, LeBron's making money off of it, right? So, I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure Rich Paul has some say on how LeBron James presents himself publicly. So, I don't know. But again, I just found these comments to be interesting. And I just, you know, I just think this is just old, man. It's just old. Like, come on, bro. You're in this position because of LeBron. Take advantage of it. You know, just prove yourself, prove your performance. Everything else will fall into place. Race don't matter when it comes to money. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.